Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the most intriguing and thought-provoking stories in the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm excited to share my take on the latest developments that are making headlines. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just a casual observer, we've got you covered with in-depth analysis and expert opinions. Today, we're kicking off the show with a story that's got everyone talking. The ejection of New York Yankees second baseman Jazz Chisholm during Thursday night's game against the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another player getting tossed from a game. What's the big deal? But that's the thing. Chisholm didn't just get ejected for arguing a call. He took to social media minutes later to blast the umpire. John Bacon saying not even close in response to the called third strike. Now, I'm not here to debate whether the call was right or wrong, although, according to Tremedia's data, that pitch had a called strike probability of only 19.3%. What's more interesting to me is Chisholm's reaction and how it reflects on his character as a player. In a post-game interview, Chisholm admitted that he lost his cool and was frustrated with the call, but also acknowledged that he needs to be better at managing his emotions in high-pressure situations. But here's the thing. Chisholm's tweet may have violated the MLB Players Association's social media policy, which prohibits players from using electronic devices during games or displaying content that questions an umpire's impartiality. So, not only did Chisholm get ejected from the game, but he may also face disciplinary action for his post-game tweet. As a sports fan, it's always fascinating to see how players react under pressure and how they navigate the complexities of social media in today's digital age. And let me tell you, this story has all the makings of a classic controversy: passion, emotion, and a healthy dose of drama. So, what do you think? Was Chisholm justified in his reaction, or did he take it too far? Should players be allowed to express themselves on social media during games, or is that just asking for trouble? We'll continue to explore this story and many more like it throughout the show. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. I'm your host, Howard, and we're glad you're still with us after that fascinating first segment. Now, it's time to put your knowledge to the test with a quiz that's been making waves in the sports world. You see, our friends at Yahoo Sports have come up with a 15-question challenge that will separate the casual fans from the diehards. And I must say, it's not for the faint of heart. Let's dive right in, shall we? The first question is about golf, and I'm sure many of you are aware that Rory McIlroy recently made history by completing his career Grand Slam. But who was the last golfer to achieve this feat before him? Well, it was none other than Tiger Woods, who completed his first career slam back in 2000 at the tender age of 24. Moving on to question 2, we have a query about Harry Vardon, the legendary golfer from Jersey. How many majors did he win, you ask? The answer is 7, which puts him 2 ahead of McIlroy and Ballesteros, and 1 ahead of Nick Faldo. Not bad for a guy who was born in the 19th century. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Howard, this is all well and good, but what about the other questions? Fear not, my friends, because we're just getting started. Question 3 asks which 2 golfers were below par on all 4 days at the Masters. And the answer is, Patrick Reed and Jon Rahm. No, just kidding. It's actually Patrick Reed and no. I'm just joking again. The real answer is that only 1 golfer was below par on all 4 days, but our quiz doesn't give us that information. As we move along, we have questions about Bernhard Langer's incredible career, the Europa League anthem, and even a bit of controversy involving a ball boy and a Bayern Munich player. And let me tell you, folks, it's been a wild ride. But here's the thing. This quiz isn't just about sports trivia. It's also about having fun and testing your knowledge against others. So, how many questions do you think you can get right? Are you a sports genius or just a casual fan? Take the challenge and find out. And don't worry if you don't do so well. After all, as the quiz says, well, better luck next week. But if you're one of those sports aficionados who gets 10 or more questions correct, then congratulations are in order. You've earned yourself a fantastic score and can bask in the glory of your sports knowledge. Well, that's all for this segment, folks. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through the world of sports trivia. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're wrapping up today's show with a look at the latest news from the world of sports. I've got 3 interesting stories to dive into, so let's get started. First off, it seems like the Cincinnati Bengals are making headlines again, this time with their potential draft picks. According to a mock draft by Pro Football Focus, the Bengals might surprise everyone by taking North Carolina running back Omarion Hampton in the first round. Now, I'm not sure about this one, folks. While Hampton is undoubtedly a talented player, the Bengals already have Chase Brown and Samaj Perine on their roster. Do they really need to use a first-round pick on another running back? It seems like a luxury they can't afford, especially with other pressing needs on their offense and defense. Moving on, we've got some news from the Washington Commanders. Legendary wide receiver Gary Clark, also known as a member of the posse, will be announcing the team's day to pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Clark had an impressive career with the Commanders, winning 2 Super Bowls and racking up some impressive stats. It's great to see him still involved with the team, and I'm sure he'll bring some excitement to the draft. Last but not least, we've got an update on the Bengals stadium situation. It seems like the team is still in a standoff with the county over their lease, and things are getting pretty heated. The Bengals are looking for a new deal, but the county is pushing back. I'm not sure how this one is going to play out, folks, but it's definitely going to be interesting. And that's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.